Welcome to this almost week early episode of History in the Mix. Last night was the TV premiere of Searching for Neverland, the biopic about Michael Jackson, talking about the last 2 years of his life. I watched it, I watched every second, and I gotta say, I loved it. First off, we gotta talk about Chad L. Coleman, who played one of the main security guards. I was shocked how much he was in this film. I really liked him and he did a really good job. I guess I didn't know how good of an actor he was, but he was really good in this film. Now I'm going to save Navi for the very end of the discussion, so I'm going to talk about the kids next. The kids were weird how much they looked like Paris, Blanket, and Prince. But Paris was probably the best one. Look-alike, not really, but acting-wise, she did pretty good. The one that looked the most like the kids, though, had to be Blanket, because that was, ridiculous. I did want to touch on the fact they talked a bunch about Jehovah's Witness, and I knew Michael was a Jehovah's Witness around the time of Thriller, but I thought he wasn't a Jehovah's Witness after Bad and became a Christian afterwards, so I don't know why they referenced Jehovah's Witness in the last 2 years of his life. So if someone could explain that to me. I don't think he went back to Jehovah's Witness, but maybe he did. You know what? I'm going to talk about all the lookalikes now. Catherine looked very similar. They probably could have done a little bit better. She wasn't in the movie very much to care. Joe was probably the best out of the family. He looked really good, very similar, It's not really a lookalike, but it was okay. I'll pass it. Then we have Randy. Randy looked okay. I was kind of disappointed. There was no Janet, LaToya, Jermaine, or any of that in the film. One thing I really do want to touch on is Michael's love for everything was spot on, There was a scene where Michael's looking at his fans and the police are trying to get him back from the house. And Michael's like, no, don't hurt him. And that was great. There's a scene where they want to get this big panda and Michael's like, yeah, but don't hurt it. It was great. Navi's performance, all in all, in that aspect, being Michael Jackson, the dad, was great. It was great. I also need to point out there was two John Lennon references in there. Big Beatles fan, gotta point that out. This perfectly displayed Michael Jackson's problems. He did have problems, He was a single dad. He couldn't go anywhere without being swarmed and attacked and being taken photographs of and everything. It was awful. It was heartbreaking, but it did a perfect job displaying that. It also shows a dark aspect to Michael, which, this whole film was commercialed as the Michael Jackson you didn't know. And, going into it, I was like, okay, yeah, sure, they're talking Thriller Michael Jackson. I know everything about Michael Jackson. And I gotta say, a lot of this stuff I had no idea existed. They displayed Michael's fights with his father, which I didn't know it was that deep. Michael basically turned on Catherine. I didn't know about that. Randy attacked Michael Jackson's home, ran in right into the fence and destroyed it. I never knew about that. And I guess Michael or the press tried to cover all of this up, and it's just coming out now, and that was really weird. There's also a scene where Paris is about to get in bed, and Michael's walking off, and Paris says, Dad, why do they call you Wacko Jacko? I didn't really live tweet it because I wanted to save my opinions for this video, but I did Instagram story some things. And I was doing that, and then she says Wacko Jacko, and everything goes silent. Because we never say Wacko Jacko. We don't do that. Last week's History in the Mix episode, which you can watch up there, was about how the estate basically disowned Searching for Neverland. And they did sing Smile, the Michael Jackson song Smile, so lawsuit incoming? I don't know. Navi's singing voice, though, it's going to be really hard to find clips from Searching for Neverland, so I can't really play it for you. His singing voice was really good. They didn't showcase it too much. They also did reference vitiligo, which I love, and I'm so glad they talked about. This movie defended Michael Jackson to a core. They talked about vitiligo. They talked about how he was worried about what everyone thought of him. They talked about child molestation and how they knew that he would never, ever hurt a child. and they talked about that and they defended it. And even Chad L. Coleman, I can't remember the bodyguard's name. I wish I could, but I'm just going to call him Chad L. Coleman, the actor that plays him. He even said, I don't remember, it was a joke, like, I don't care what they say about Michael Jackson's skin. That man was black at heart for bringing his own hot sauce to the movie theater. And that is one of the lines that I really got a big kick out of. I love it. It was great. This movie is the best biopic that I've ever seen. And I've only seen a few biopics. One big one was the Chapter 27 with Jared Leto, where he played Mark David Chapman, the guy that shot John Lennon, and I really like that one. That's another one that I'd recommend for you guys if you're into this biopic type thing. I'm very, 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 very pleased with Searching for Neverland. I said it. I said that this will not be exploitive. I said that this will be perfect, and I think it was perfect. It's not the best look-alike, really, but I enjoyed it all. And final rating, I give Searching for Neverland an A-. I wish we would have gotten more about This Is It. They don't really talk about This Is It that much. And that was kind of, it's a big part, And another thing is Conrad Murray, the person that killed Michael Jackson. They don't really talk about him that much. He's in one scene, he says, "Hi, I'm Conrad Murray," and we never hear about him again. I really think this was this was trying to stray away from Conrad Murray and the death and the drugs. They didn't really talk about that, There was one scene where Chad said, "That's the one time I thought Michael Jackson was on something." But they don't really talk about the drugs, which I liked, I've always said to family and everyone that it hasn't really hit me that Michael Jackson's dead. And when it does, it's going to come on, and that's going to be my emo phase. No, but it hasn't really hit me, and that hit me. All around, great performances from everyone. Everyone did great performance-wise. Lookalikes, they could have been better, but suspending disbelief, they did awesome. There's not even a worse performance. I think everyone did good. Jay Vaughn, who was the other security guard with Chad, was hilarious. Really good job. I can't say anything negative about Searching for Neverland. I really liked it, and if you disowned it for thinking it was going to disrespect Michael, I knew it wasn't going to disrespect Michael. I know Navi. I've known about him before Searching for Neverland. He wouldn't do it. I was skeptical a few weeks going in, like I did in that video, but I really liked it, and I really enjoyed it, and I think any Michael fan needs to see this, to see what his life was really like, He's not really always the king of pop, like they say.
He doesn't want to be the king of pop. He just wants to be Mike.
Michael Jackson was a great dad, and dang it, I miss him. Okay. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe for more, and remember, make that change.
If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make a change. Woo! Gonna feel real good, yeah, 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 yeah.
A Song for Love, LOVE.